Hello. Well, I'm going to make another stupid video about a bunch of different things. I guess, one day after I've masterfully crafted 1,000 videos about a bunch of crap, uh, mostly stuff which is interesting to me, but interesting to no one else. Well, some of it's not so interesting, but then maybe one day I'll make videos about stuff that's not that interesting to me, but very interesting to other people. I dropped my kids off today for their last day of school for the school year, and the start of summer vacation. I don't think that I will ever date anyone else again. First of all, in my last relationship, I didn't feel like it just kind of happened. And there was never a point where it was like, hey, will you be my girlfriend? It just kind of, I don't know, I remember like a year or two into it, and I suddenly went, like, we don't have like an anniversary date or anything. Like, we don't have you know, so we just kind of picked like when we first started talking, and then just said, okay, we'll call it that, But it never actually was like we didn't even call it a relationship. We just were. um, uh, um, so I just want to like sort of sit and ramble about this for a minute because I just want to. And I just feel like really super ugly right now, but whatever. My hair and everything, whatever. Um, I don't think I will ever date again because for several reasons. I need to like make my words a little bit more crisp. I know. That dynamic takes a lot of effort, or not necessarily like you know. I used to not think of it as effort. Like, it wasn't effort to me. It was, you know, love is like it's like there's a beingness to it, but there's a doingness to it as well. And you know, there's energy that you spend. There, it's like a mental energy that you extend of yourself and yourself. You extend that energy into the universe of you and another person, and it's I just don't think I can ever go through that again. For one thing, I don't think it will ever happen again with me. And I guess when I try to ask myself why about that, I sort of think to myself, well, no one's going to love me. Maybe that sounds ridiculous or sad or whatever, but it just is what it is. Like, I don't think that gee, I didn't know I was gonna sit and get all tear jerky, kind of. I don't know. I just had some thoughts I needed to ramble about, but I really don't. And this is just being honest. Like, I'm being totally honest. Like, I don't feel lovable. So that's one reason. There's so many reasons. Another reason is because I feel like it never lasts. So why even get started with something with somebody if it's just not gonna last? Um, it never lasts. And if you're lucky enough to find something like that's just amazing and wonderful, and like you just love a person so much and all this stuff, and like you both love each other, and like you know your circumstances, you're all in the right circumstances in the right place in the right time, and if you're lucky enough to find that and have that, and you know and for that person to be somebody who'll work through anything with you no matter what. They'll support you in you know good times and bad, and they'll stick by you and work through it with you, and you know be your rock, your encouraging support and stuff like that. Never let go of that. Like that's just it's rare. I think it's rare. And I just think to myself, why start something with someone, get to know them, and I don't know, date for like I've never really dated, like date. Like I don't date. It's just like get to date someone for like 7 or 8 months, and then discover that it's like not the right thing or whatever, and then just say see you later and become strangers again. And then I don't know, it's like you invest time and attention and energy and belief in this person, and you and this person being together, and I just I just don't see the point if it's just gonna end up in or it's like the person's gonna turn out to be not what you thought they were, or the person's gonna be turn out to be dating someone else at the same time, or the person's gonna turn out to be you know you just get bored with them, or they're too clingy, or they turn out to be an asshole, or they are, you know, end up just not caring about you anymore, or they, whatever. Um, so, uh, I just don't feel like I can invest like, first of all, to find that person that you're deciding, like, okay, we've been on a few dates and we feel like we click, right? Like we get along and we yada yada, and you know, we're attracted to each other, we like each other, yada yada. And then, like, how do you move from that to, like, okay, so are we exclusive? Are we like, do you want to take this like into a long-term thing? Are we just hanging out and being buddies? Like, like, in order to avoid confusion, because like you don't want confusion on either end, right? So like I'm usually a very forward person, and sometimes that really annoys people. Um, Sometimes people just really hate that about me. I'm like, I happen to be quite a, you know, it's like I'm shy on the outside, but like if someone's interested in getting to know me, I'm very not shy. And I'm not afraid of being honest and just being forward. Like I'm not scared. Um, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing about me. I guess yeah, introverted, extrovert. I don't know. Um, but so you go on a few dates, you decide you like the person, and then what? Like you say, so are we girlfriend and boyfriend? Do you want to get married? No, just kidding. No way after a few dates. So are we getting married now? Can you imagine? Oh yeah, like the Disney movies. Oh, love at first sight. Let's get married. You know, I was actually stupid enough to think that Grant actually wanted to, like, we had this amazing, you know, like, meet up and blah, blah, blah. And, like, I was actually stupid enough to think that he was going to propose to me, like, just after the first time we met up. Looking back on it now, I'm just like, oh, God, it's so dumb. Anyway, um, I emerged from the house this morning with this like really dark lipstick, and it was just all of it was just all wrong. I looked like Medusa, or like I looked like what's the character Mufasa? No, I looked like Maleficent, with the horns and then like dark lipstick and then gothic whatever. So my lips are kind of burning right now because I used a sanitary wipe to wipe off my lipstick and redo it because I looked like hell. So I'm still laughing at myself. Oh my god. Calm down, girl. Jeez, it's not that funny. Well, it's kind of funny to me. I don't know. I just thought, like, it was like we'd only, I don't know, been together for like a little while, like even in less than a year. Like, and I was just like, well, so this is it, right? Like, surely we're gonna get married now. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, hindsight is 20, like 20. Oh, I suddenly just got that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so what was I saying? So all the reasons why I'm never gonna date again, and why I just don't date, and why I've never dated. I mean, I guess with my ex-husband, baby daddy, whatever you want to call it, he did ask me out on a date. He and I like anyway. I'm so rambling right now, but he did ask me out on a date, and then but that also kind of happened too fast. It was like it was. I mean, like within 2 months, he asked me to move in with him. I'm like, never doing that again. Like literally 2 months. Okay, so we went on, I don't know, a couple dates, and then like he asked me to spend the night with him or whatever. I had been single for 5 years because I was looking for the thing, and looking for the next guy. I was like, I'm not gonna be with anybody unless they want to, could, you know, potentially eventually marry me. Like, I was looking for that thing. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so back to the serious conversation. Focus. 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 Wow, this is already 15 minutes. Ah! No pressure. So basically, the other reason is that now I'm just like rattling off a list. Um, I don't think, even if I get into the best shape of my life, and if I, I'm killing it with my finances and my booming my business and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, woohoo, like so successful everywhere, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, I'm just so great. You know, like, I don't know. Like, even if I'm, you know, I've handled everything in my life, and everything in my life is just a 10 out of 10, right? Like, what got, and, you know, I've healed my whatever, my inner wounds and my blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, just rocking it, you know? And I've got like a, you know, smashing body, and I'm just like, I have style, and I have like, you know, the looks, the everything, the independence, the, you know, whatever. Even if I was like that, sure, you know, yeah, gee, I would be a great catch. For I think part of the reason I'm so lazy with getting into the best shape ever is I don't want that kind of attention. It's so funny to me. I'm just kind of like, so I've been so dragging my feet and lazy about it because I don't feel like I want that. Like, I know what it's like to be, you know, have guys like just be walking down the street and be guys be like, "Ooh, wow." You know, or something like that, or like I'm just walking down the street and then get whistled at by like guys driving past or something, or like, you know, you can feel it when a guy has eyes for you, and you're like talking to somebody and they're like super engaged and they're like, hi. But you like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but like, you know, obviously if it's with somebody that, if I'm looking for that with somebody, then yeah, that's a nice thing. Um, but so back to why I'm not gonna be, why I'm never gonna, I'm just gonna be, basically I'll be single for the rest of my life. I, the other thing of it is normally what ends up happening in literally every one of my relationships, everyone, everyone, and I've had, let's see, uh, three long-term relationships, engaged, well, I guess I could consider that we were kind of engaged in the last one. Well, we were for a while, kind of. Well, yeah, I mean, we did have this whole plan and everything and whatever. It all just fell apart. Um, but yeah, so three long term and then short term. There are a few others, you know, a few weeks here and there, something like that, a month, you know. One in high school, and but like not a whole lot, you know. But in every single one, what usually ends up happening is after a while, uh, I catch him in some form of unfaithfulness or betrayal or lying or something, you know. And then usually what happens is, like, instead of taking full responsibility for it, he'll, you know, lie some more about it and build lies on top of lies, and then start seeing me as the villain, and starts, you know, doing more to cover it up, and then, you know, I'm the evil nasty person, whatever, because they can, face just being honest about it, or taking full responsibility for whatever it is, or so, it may not even go that deep. Like for the short term ones, like the guy in high school, like yeah, he was flirting with like everybody, and it just was like it really got to me. Like everybody, every girl, like he was, you know, I don't think he was exclusive with me. So I was just like, yeah, okay, well, I'll see you later, And so anyway, usually that ends up happening. Um, and it's really, because I put my all into relationships. Like I really, I really invest myself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, um, physically. I mean, you know, I have a really high sex drive, but then when I was married, I had literally no sex drive at all. It's kind of funny, but yeah, it got completely suppressed. But I won't go on about that. Um, but yeah, usually that's what ends up happening, and then they whatever, they just start blaming me for shit, and like it it just literally one for one, it always ends up happening like that. And so I just kind of feel like I can't really, and then I go like, how did I not spot that earlier? Like how did I not see that coming? Like, or how did I not, you know like I trusted this person, it's like even in my marriage, like it was, that was there. the the you know and my trust was broken over and over again, and he did his best to, like, cover up stuff, not be honest, lie about it or whatever. And it just was like, and then it would create these like he had to sort of put on a facade with me, and then every once in a while the facade would come off, and I could never actually get through to him, and I never actually felt seen, even though he would tell me that he did, but I didn't. I never actually felt like he ever actually really knew me. I've always felt like he put up he saw me through a filter. He put up this mock up of me, what he thought I was, and uh, and then sometimes his mock up of me would change depending on um, how upset with me he was, or something like that. I do feel like Grant really saw me, though, my last relationship. Um, yeah, I felt really comfortable with him, and felt seen and understood. And sometimes over distance, though, I think some things would get lost in translation. Like, I think, through the interwebs, whatever, and the time zones and the stuff like that. Unfortunately, I feel um, there are probably both time instances where we both assumed something or misunderstood something. Had we been in the same room, even, or the same, location, same place, it wouldn't have even been an issue. Like, it just would have dissipated. But it did make things hard. Um, for the most part, actually, it was fine. But if there was a miscommunication, that ugh, it just made things horrible. And then because it was so horrible, that it sort of magnified the horribleness, like sort of blown out of proportion to the like all the other good, you know, times that we had chat or communicated or whatever, like, or enjoyed talking to each other or something like that. It kind of like overshadowed the any goodness. So that was really difficult, and it's just unfortunate that we happen to be in different locations and couldn't quite master the the things that we needed to put in place in order for um, you know, either one of us to have a permanent home with each other. Um, anyway, so my, so yeah, so the thing is, I don't think anybody could ever love me. I don't think that, you know, also, like, once someone does tell you they love you, like, and if they do something, like, then just betray you and cut you off and disrespect you, like, what, how, how can someone love someone and then do that in the end? Like, I don't ever want to go through that again. Like, I, it was sort of like, he was my everything. Like, I loved him completely and would would have done anything for him. And I just thought, like, well, how could I trust someone so much and put my every ounce of my heart and soul into loving that person and, you know, willing to do anything for them and all of that stuff when they at, in the end they just end up turning on me. And I don't ever want to be in that position again. How can I ever do that? Because for me, that was the ultimate. You know, like, that was the that was the thing. You know, like, you know. But see, that feeling of bliss, it also encompasses the mutualness. Like, I couldn't feel that unless there was a mutual thing there. Like, that's just how I operate. Like, I, um, and it wouldn't have lasted as long as it did if there was no mutual bliss, love thing, wonderfulness kind of a thing. Anyway, this is getting way too long, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to ramble a little bit. And I'm glad I don't look like at least my makeup is not like Maleficent's anymore. So see you later. There's more lists to why I'm not going to date again. It's just, I guess it comes down to trust. And, you know, I don't think I'd ever find somebody worth my time again. Like, I can't even believe I went to such great lengths. But again, I can believe it because I would have done anything for him. But, and then in the end, he's just like, well, have a nice life. Bye, and I'm never going to speak to you again. So I just don't ever want to go through that again. So my current plan is like, I do want to get in shape. I do. I'm going to do that. I'm actually on a plan at the moment to, like, I don't know, within a couple months, I'm going to be in much better shape than I am, like, physically, like, mentally, and everything. And then I'm working on my business and my work and taking care of the kids and just humming along.